facts about the Dreamswap characters for your knowledge, entertainment, or recollection. Dream runs an organization, Justice Reigns, that specializes in killing criminals, but also takes care of everyone it can. He is not only the one who leads the Justice Division, but also runs it like a business and is literally in charge of everything. Dream is a businessman and a famous public figure in the multiverse. Dream loves kids. Not very surprising. Dream is a bit misguided, but not that misguided. He's only misguided in the parts where he thinks he has to kill Nightmare and his lack of mercy. If JR stopped killing people and only imprisoned them instead, and helped them recuperate, they would basically be doing everything right. Annie, his first love, dying damaged him, but didn't destroy him. Dream doesn't insult people, he only roasts them with the truth. Dream does not think he is some kind of god. He has issues, but he doesn't believe that he's a god. He doesn't understand and see everything that exists, which is his perception of a god, and therefore does not believe that he is remotely one. Dream cries almost every time he hears a solo violin because it reminds him of Nightmare. If Dream swears, crap's going down. Dream is a very charismatic public speaker. It's how he gets people to listen to him. Never let Dream drive a car. Nightmare does not hate Dream. He still loves and even admires him. Nightmare has trust issues because of Dream betraying him, but still decides to help people that he believes deserve mercy that the JR wouldn't give them. Nightmare sleeps better when he's next to someone else, or even in the very least someone is in the room with him. Nightmare has an affinity for climbing trees and writing fanfics. Nightmare is a baritone and has the deepest voice out of the six. Nightmare is very physically affectionate. Nightmare has a pet chicken he named Kevin that he stole from a random ranch in Dreamtale way back and fed a dark apple before the main apple incident. Due to this, Kevin's lifespan was extended by a lot. Nightmare practices the violin multiple hours a day. Nightmare feels like he's not allowed to show weakness. Ever. Oh, Nightmare, it's okay to show weakness. Nightmare sometimes breaks into the JR castle just to annoy Dream. Nightmare has an affinity for spicy food. Nightmare has, nightmares about Dream killing him and or his friends betraying him. As a result, he has problems with insomnia. Oh, poor Nightmare. Dream, screw you for giving your brother insomnia. Never let Nightmare drive a car either. In spite of this, he's always one who ends up in the driver's seat should the scenario arise where the meme squad is in a car. I still don't understand why Nightmare doesn't let Error drive. I feel like he would be a more responsible driver. Cross has gone through a huge freaking mental health journey that no one really ever acknowledges. Like, seriously, he had to change who he was in order to keep himself together. Pay attention to Cross, guys! He has seized so much control over Kara that he could tune them out and completely stop listening to them. Heck, Kara can't even control him unless Cross is being taken over by anger and stuff and reverting back to his old self, meaning that Kara can't control him even when he loses consciousness because they don't have as much of a grasp on him. Oh, that's cool. In spite of being the biggest nerd in the meme squad, Cross is also the most violent. Cross has problems with stealing things. Most of the furniture in the meme squad's house is furniture that he stole. Of course he stole it. I'm honestly not surprised. God help me say this next one with a straight face. Cross has a high tenor gay friend voice. Oh my god, it took so many attempts for me to say that with a straight face. Holy shoot. Cross is notoriously bad at most video games. Cross plays the piano, but mostly plays for fun. Those Christmas lights all over the meme squad's house that apparently exist? Cross put those up. Cross is an anime nerd, a movie nerd, and a theater nerd, and his room is littered with posters that he probably stole. Cross has an obsession with deep frying things. Out of the three in the meme squad, Cross is the only one who actually hates Dream. Cross likes penguins. Wait, so you mean to tell me that Cross is scared of cows, but he likes penguins? What? Error is the most cinnamon rolly character, and that is not saying a lot. Cross has single-handedly broken Nightmare and Cross out of jail multiple times. Not surprising. He waltzes through the JR hallways, casually throwing guards into walls and each other as he does so. Error has knitted many things. Error makes care packages for the orphanage and sends them anonymously. Aw, that's sweet. Error likes coffee. Error has problems with drinking too much coffee, especially when he's stressed. Error plays the guitar. This includes the electric guitar. Cross got it for him for his birthday. That's cool. The next one might be sensitive to some viewers. Error has hephaphobia due to a sexual assault incident and he killed the rapist. Albeit he may not entirely done it intentionally, plus he does not remember this due to losing his memory. Oh, poor Error. Error was given the name Error by Blue. His original name was... Error wears gloves to help with his hephaphobia. He used to wear full gloves, but as he got more used to contact, he changed to fingerless gloves. Error made his string cape thing, and it just clips on. It consists of many strings that hang down in woven strands. He also made his blue scarf. Ink is a sassy little crap, even to Dream. Although Dream is his boss, so he's sometimes a little more scared of him. Even if he's being sarcastic and difficult, he'll always end up doing his job in the end. Ink almost always calls Dream boss. Ink can summon his brush, so he doesn't need to strap it to his back. As of his update design, Ink's gold strap thing that goes over his shoulder is still the holder for his vials. It has a bunch of little circular tubes into it that the individual vials are shut into. Ink started working for Dream because it was not only convenient, but because Dream makes him feel like he has a soul, although this is limited to the effect of Dream's aura, meaning the things he can actually feel without his vials are very limited. Even though Dream doesn't like how Ink has to use his vials, due to how it makes his emotions feel fabricated, Ink still has to take them, unless he consciously decides that it would be better for him not to feel anything. Ink enjoys drawing horror and dark concepts. Ink still plays the flute. If Ink were feeling Dream and Nightmare's auras at the same time, his mind would go into panic mode and he would have a mental breakdown. Ink has total separation between his feelings and his rational thinking. Even when he takes his vials, there's no connection between the two things, and as such, he spends more time listening to his logic than his feelings. Ink never really saw Cross as a good friend, just someone to use who failed to be useful. Of course, this could be changed for storytelling convenience, but eventually he never cared that much for Cross. Ink is a douchebag with no friends, so he has to expose all his inner feelings to Error. The two of them meet occasionally to chat without anyone else's knowledge. Well, Nightmare and Cross probably know because Error told them, but Ink doesn't know this. Ink acts like he knows everything and knows what he's doing, but he's the easiest to manipulate. Blue always introduces himself with, "You can call me Blue." He doesn't actually go by Blueberry. Blueberry is a nickname occasionally used by Nightmare and Cross, and sometimes others, in a jeering way. If Blue is helping you, it's probably because he has something to get out of it. Despite adapting to the appearance of one, Blue does not believe that he is a Swap Sans. Blue dislikes Nightmare because he can't figure out how his thought process works. That is the dumbest reason to hate somebody, but whatever floats your boat, Blue. Blue is a suave little freaker who plans virtually every decision he makes. Basically, everything Blue does has a means to an end, even if it's something as little as getting attention or entertaining himself, or both. Blue plays the alto sax and also sings to some extent. Somehow, by a method beyond Dream, Blue keeps sneaking into the JR castle for no reason other than it's fun. Blue does not enjoy violence. He might do it if he absolutely must, but it's a last resort. Torture and gore make him sick on that note. Blue was verbally and physically abused by his papyrus, but this was not the cause of his problematic personality and motives. His code was already faulty due to his world being incomplete, and that combined with his error condition acquired from the anti-void, he became pretty freaked up. Regardless, he is very high-functioning. Blue lives in an Outer Tale timeline and owns a house that he actually pays money for. As such, his work in doing legal favors for people is actually important, seeing how it is part of his income. Blue is actually good at cooking, but he does tend to get experimental and put random stuff in his food to see what it tastes like.